Hey, what's happening to you guys? Piracy, and welcome back to another video. This video is going to be a follow-up to pretty much what we've been seeing in the Discord when it comes to Sonic Frontiers. I've already shared you guys my opinion in my previous video, so you can easily find it on my channel. But I wanted to address a lot of the stuff that I saw with the Discord. Many people, trying to make it seem like Sonic fans are just complaining once again, and these are really coming from casual Sonic fans. That's just what I've noticed. Most of it has just been coming from casual Sonic fans. But I wanted to address a lot of the things and give you guys a further more insight as to what I think about the game now that I have some time to think about it, to dwell on it, and whatever the case may be. So first of all, one of the biggest discourse that I've noticed is that people were trying to attack Sonic fans, including myself, let's be honest really, who had critiques and criticism for what they saw in the 7 minutes gameplay trailer. They wanted to make it seem like we were being unreasonable for expressing our thoughts and opinion for a 7 minutes gameplay trailer, and they were trying to imply that we should actually wait until the game comes out before we even, or better yet, we should wait so we can see more before we make judgments. Now personally, that's what most of us are doing right now. We are waiting to see more, but while we were waiting, we have to go off with what we were shown with 7 minutes gameplay trailer and this 40 seconds combat trailer that we got. You can't continually ignore stuff when it's presented to you. Trailers are meant to help you formulate opinions as to whether or not you're going to purchase a game or whether or not you like what you see. Trying to say that you shouldn't judge a game based on trailers is fucking stupid. The whole point of a trailer is to show you what the game has to offer, and we saw a 7 minutes gameplay trailer that showed, like I said, and no one is disputing this, a very visually exceptional game. But when you look at the gameplay mechanics that were shown, a lot of it was not impressive for people who are Sonic fans, and I mean actual Sonic fans. My point being is that was the whole point of the 7 minutes gameplay trailer. It showed us a portion of what we can expect. It gave us a glimpse as to what we can anticipate when we play the game. I know we haven't seen all the game, obviously we haven't. There's gonna be hidden secrets, surprises, bosses, enemies, things of that nature that we didn't get to see. I know this, everybody knows this, but for now, we were shown something that Sega felt comfortable enough to think that this would sell the game. There was a lot of things wrong with that trailer, and I'm gonna break it down to you guys exactly why many of us had this weird disdain for this game and the direction that it's going for. Now, let's start with the atmosphere of the game. For some reason, I don't understand why Sega went with this direction, but they're really trying to capitalize on the atmospheric calmness of The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, right? With the music and the quietness and all that stuff. This is a contrast to what Sonic has always been about, and that is the hyperactive, edgy, cool characters with, epic soundtracks that really matches his personality. It did not feel like a Sonic game when you watched that trailer. That was red flag number one for most of us. I think even people who don't play Sonic realized that there was something off about seeing Sonic moving around in an open environment, but the music just clashes with what was shown, right? Secondly, his movement, right? Sonic had I think a toned down boost mechanic, which is not a bad thing. The problem with the boost mechanic being in an open world environment, which many people don't seem to understand, is that eventually it's going to get boring. And I mean this, it's going to get very much boring. Because the reason why I'm saying this is that if they had implemented Sonic Adventure 2 mechanic, in which as you move and traverse and wall jump and do all this hyper athletic stuff across the map to maintain your speed, you will be more incentivized to actually learn the layout of the map, to find the best shortcuts, to find the best way to approach certain puzzles and things of that nature. That's one of the things that I really did not like when I saw the boost mechanic in an open world environment. It should have been reserved for the cyberspace that we were not promised, but leaked to be part of the game. An open world environment with a boost mechanic formula will not work for most. The only people who are going to enjoy this are casuals. Casuals are the only ones who are going to enjoy a Sonic boost formula in an open world environment. The platforming, the puzzling is fine. I don't mind Sonic stopping to solve some puzzles and stuff like that. That's fine for the most part. But you know, when it comes to enjoying the game, because what's going to happen when you do one or two of these puzzles, because you know they're going to be the same. We saw almost every aesthetic that the game had to offer in those 7 minutes, in that map in general. You know, it's hard to explain, but you know, the variety wasn't there, and the map looked huge, but the variety wasn't there, and that's one of the red flags that I picked up on. Now, the third thing I think that, you know, kind of annoyed me a little bit was a lot of the stuff that Sonic was doing felt automated, and the biggest sign of this is when you are going on the, you know, the rails. No matter what you do in any video game, gravity should play a certain part in your game design. Sonic should not be grinding upwards at such a slow momentum and keep up his pace. He should be pulled back by gravity and then dragged back down. This is a very, you know, stark case with any game that Kishimoto usually does. You see it in Sonic Colors, you see it in Sonic Forces. When Sonic grinds, he goes in this weird automated speed where, you know, no matter what you do, he will continue going forward. And even worse, you can see it in Sonic Frontiers as he was going upwards. I don't know why that was supposed to be a good showcase. That just shows us that most of the stuff in this game is going to be automated. This is why I was in favor of momentum based, because let's say you try to do that with a momentum based Sonic Adventure mechanic, you wouldn't be able to do that. You would be now incentivized to go back, build up some speed, and try to do it again. It'll encourage you to get better, but in this game it feels like it's holding your hand. That's another issue that I have had with the thing. The same thing you can see as well with the wall running. It felt like a little bit automated, and I don't know, that's one of the issues I had. Obviously, fourth thing is expressiveness. One of the things that separates Sonic from Mario is that Sonic is such an expressive character. Sonic Forces model hinders this, and another big example of this is when Sonic was doing tricks in the air after jumping off a platform or something like that. You see how stiff Sonic was when he was doing those kicks? He couldn't even move properly. That's not Sonic in its philosophy. Sonic is supposed to be a very expressive, cool character. Basically everything he does needs to have a bit of swagger to it. Basically, that's the best word I can choose to use in this case. In my opinion, there were just so many signs that only someone who actually genuinely has been keeping up with the Sonic franchise would have picked up on. Most of these people who are saying, oh, we should just wait until the full game are two types of people, like I said before. Casual fans who haven't played Sonic games for quite some time, or super dedicated hyper fans who are blinded by nostalgia and refuse to see anything bad about this game because they are too hopeful in wanting something good. That's why there was a lot of discourse behind this. Visually, it looks good. There is no disputing this. But then, aside from that, let's go on to the fifth point. Level design and layout. Listen to me, and listen to me well when I say this. The stages look great, but it does not feel like Sonic's world, so to speak. It literally feels like, and I've said this before in my previous video, like a test Unreal Engine stage, and then slapped on top of it a bunch of random shit that doesn't feel like Sonic per se. Now, like, I think I touched on this already before, but the designs of the rails being up in the air, people have pointed out that, listen, we've always had rail designs that like this in previous Sonic games, but that is a disingenuous and dishonest argument to make, because in those previous games, you are not meant to sit around and look around and explore. You're supposed to blitz through it, and you are able to suspend reality because of it, because you know it's a platformer. Some things don't make sense, so that's why you're able to I guess, how do I do it, like, you know, stop your, you know, subvert your expectation, your reality. In this game, this is an open world environment, so some things has to adhere to some form of realism to make sense. We can now see the rails. We have to stop basically multiple times in this world to do certain things. So that means we're going to be seeing a bunch of stuff floating in the air, and it's going to be disorienting to see those things floating in the air and wonder how are they fucking floating in the air. Now, if they wanted to make it seem like, oh man, this is all cyberspace technology that's allowing these things to float in the air, an interesting design point would be, I don't know, have them float around for a bit. You know what I mean? Like, every once in a while these things move around and change position, and this allows for different situational, you know, timing. So let's say if you want to get to one tower, you now have to either, you know, wait for it to get to a certain place or find another alternative route to get there. I don't know, I'm just speculating here. It has to make sense, it has to follow something, because here's the thing, there's a lot of realism in this world. We have mountains, we have trees, we have, you know, wind, we have everything that builds a world, and now you have things floating in the air. And I was trying to look underneath those things to see if there was any like anti-gravity mechanics keeping those things in the air, and even if they did, that would have been a lot more better, but most of the stuff doesn't even seem like they have it. But yeah, so yeah, a lot of people want to be hopeful. There's nothing wrong with being hopeful, but what I've noticed is that a lot of people don't want to critique anymore. A lot of people don't want to criticize when something is apparently wrong, and I'm really getting sick and tired of this, I don't know, positivity bullshit, especially when the positivity forces you to ignore warning signs that the game is displaying. We went through the same tango with Sonic Forces. Like, they showed us gameplay, we all fell for it. Well, we all fell for it when they showed us those initial trailers, but as more and more information came out, in fact, after the first fully gameplay trailer came out, we all saw the signs. It was a linear game that took hold of the game and didn't even let you play, and we all saw the signs, but many of us ignored it because we wanted to hope that it's going to end up being good. The game came out exactly as it was predicted. It did not live up to expectations. Look, I'm a Sonic fan, and I really want this game to be good. And I think this game is really appealing to the casuals. Let's just be honest with you. This game is casual, easy mode times 100 at this point. Nothing seems challenging. The concept of challenging games seems to be like an evil thing these days. I don't know. I found out that the director is supposed to be Kishimoto. So Kishimoto, you know, directed both Sonic Forces and Sonic Colors. People really liked Sonic Colors, but at the same time, you know, it was a pretty easy game. I don't know. It is what it is, you know. And people also tried to say that, oh, there was one thing that I saw that really annoyed me. People were saying that, oh wow, Sonic fans reacted the same way for the Sonic movie. Another disingenuous argument, because people reacted to the design of Sonic. If we hadn't complained about the design of Sonic, most of us would have been stuck with an ugly ass design. So critique and criticism, when it's due, helps create better product. Once again, I'm not attacking people who want to be hyped for the game, but we need to be realistic. There needs to be people who are actually looking at the game for what it is and calling out things that will end up being problems in the long run, right? But anyways, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I'm Paris, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.